Yo! We got Jay Zinho dropping a dreamer, his debut dreamer. This is Jay Zinho's debut dreamer. Debut dreamer. Dude, Crystal Palace are in shambles.
Why? Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you right now.
Go be honest.
You won my heart with that play.
Yo, Jay's killing it today.
Yo!
Jay!
Saturdays are for the boys.
Okay.
But Sundays are for Calcio.
Sundays are for Calcio.
For football, ladies and gentlemen. So, 2,406.7 X your money Zinho Dreamer winnings of over $370,000.
Mallorca.
Ecstasy emotion. Whoa, that's Mallorca.
Welcome back to another episode of the Last Leg podcast brought to you by MBH Bets. And guys, today, as you can tell, Anthony is not here today. But who is here is a very special guest, near and dear to both of our hearts, Jason Lysick Machado of the footy culture, one of Toronto's best footy content creators, okay, guys? He is absolutely goated, smartest guy I know when it comes to footy. I love this guy. He's also my favorite left back in the world. Jason, let them know who you are.
Appreciate the love, Uncle C's. Guys, it's an honor to be here. I know, I can't replace Uncle Tony, but I'm here, here to talk some plays. Let's get it.
Let's get it, boys.
Let's
okay, guys,
go.
First and foremost, if you're not already following, follow us on Instagram at MBH Bets. Same thing on TikTok. Follow us on Spotify if you're not already. And join the Telegram. Link is in the description below. They get all of our plays there first, okay? And I think that's it. We can get right into it, Jay. If you want to introduce each game, then I'll go through the plays.
Let's get into it. Guys, we're starting off our weekend with a bang. Let's start with Saturday with the Barclays Premiership. We got West Ham versus Sunderland Seas. What are you thinking?
A little bit of a weird game here, but one player who has been in crazy form for Sunderland, the Black Cats, has been Brian Brobby, okay? I love him to get a shot on target at 1.57 odds. West Ham are absolutely garbage, even though they somehow beat Spurs last weekend. I think Brian Brobby gets a very good opportunity here to get multiple shots, and for sure one of them getting on target. And at those odds, it's really, really good. Also, West Ham haven't kept a clean sheet in 20 matches. That is a relegation concern right there. Relegation, sorry. And I think Sunderland over 0.5 goals at 1.4 odds is absolutely delectable. Okay? And that's it for that game. If you have any input, anything you'd like to say about these games?
I mean, West Ham are also on their way of losing one of their best players, Lucas Paquetá. So
To who?
Flamengo.
This window?
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Wow.
So a bit of an interesting situation. Obviously, it could be chaotic over there for the Hammers, but I like the play. Moving on to the next game, though, we got Bournemouth versus Liverpool.
Yes, we got Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Bournemouth are draw at 1.91 odds. Bournemouth are at home. Liverpool are looking very shaky in the Premier League this season. They don't look very convincing. They can't get the job done. They can't get the ball over the line at the end of games. They struggle to win. Bournemouth just lost Semenyo, but they still look decent. They're still keeping games tight. They just signed a Brazilian, Ryan. I don't know if you're familiar with his game or where he even came from.
He's actually due to be called up for Brazil in the next window. Very promising talent for the Seleção. Could add a bit of a twist to, Bournemouth and the Premier League in general, which is seeing a lot of Brazilians really break out lately.
Yeah, they're flying. They also have Evan Nielsen as their striker. He came from Porto. Great little striker. A typical number 9. But yeah, I think Bournemouth can get the job done here at home. Liverpool don't look great. They're playing a hectic schedule with the Champions League. Bournemouth are a solid team at home. The Cherries, as we know. And yeah, I like them at double chance at 1.91. Almost double your money. Fuck it. Take it.
I like that you like them.
Okay, let's keep it going. That's it for the Prem on Saturday. There's not much else that I love. Okay?
Moving on to our favorite nation, though. Italia. Calcio Italia in the Serie A. We got Como versus Torino.
Yes.
Tell us.
One game on Saturday, Como versus Torino. I like over 1.5 goals at 1.35 odds, plus Como double chance that gets you up to 1.55 odds. I would love to take Nico Paz to get a shot on target, but the bookies are onto us. They're onto his game. The odds are like 1.10. It's not really worth it. If you want to take 2 shots on target, go right ahead, but I won't be doing that, okay? And funny fact, Como lost their first game at home last week to AC Milan. And it was the first time losing after being up 1-0. Usually when they go up 1-0, they go on to win the game. So a little anomaly there against Milan. Milan is a team that does pretty well against top 6, top 7 teams. But I think Como should be back to business here against Torino. Torino are a skeef little squad. They're not that great. They're always like a mid-table burner. So give me over 1.5 and double chance Como.
I also don't hate the idea of taking the over goals in any kind of Como game, given that Cesc Fabregas literally said, I would rather my team score a ton of goals and lose than win with barely any goals. So you got to take the goals of Como anytime.
That's why I love this guy. He knows his ball.
Keeping it moving though onto Alemania, Germany, the Bundesliga, because we got Frankfurt taking on Hoffenheim.
Yes. In this game, both teams scored in 12 straight matches between each other. So that means both teams to score at 1.45 odds, guys. It's very easy for that. If you want to get a little bit juicier odds, you do both teams to score in over 2.5 goals. That takes you up to 1.75. I will definitely be taking this. Frankfurt games are crazy. I think they just lost to Karabag in the Champions League 3-2 at the time of recording. Every game is a goal thriller, so take that, please, before the odds are absolutely dreadful.
And Farmers League means they're farming for goals at any chance you can get.
It's a goal farming league for sure.
Let's take it to another Heim, though, because we got Heidenheim versus Red Bull Leipzig.
Yes. Red Bull Leipzig, they're doing very, very well. I know they just lost to Bayern, but it's Bayern. Bayern runs this whole league, this whole country. I'm taking Red Bull Leipzig money line at 1.6. Yes, they are away, but they're going against Heidenheim, who are absolutely disastrous, not that great this season. Can't keep a clean sheet. So easy pick here. Leipzig money line at 1.6 odds.
Easy pickings, mend the crops. It's a Farmers League. Moving on to another game in that league, though, because we're at the capital. It's Union Berlin taking on Borussia Dortmund.
Union Berlin versus Dortmund. This is going to be an interesting game because for some reason the odds for Dortmund are 2.10, which tells me something a little fishy is going on here. But nonetheless, I do like them a double chance at 1.3 odds. That is the safest bet here. If you want to be a little bit risky, take the money line. If your book offers early payout, that is a great option. Dortmund are second in the league. They're also dominating. Not as dominant as Bayern, of course, but against a team like Union Berlin, they should get the job done and probably not lose. So double chance is your safest bet. Money line is your risky bet.
And if I'm not mistaken, Borussia Dortmund only have one loss this season in the Bundesliga.
To who?
To who? I mean, I'm not a Farmers League enjoyer. I just look at the stat sheet. I see 1L on that score line. So
I'm guessing it's Bayern.
I mean, hard to argue that.
Yeah.
But what I am a fan of is Spanish football, the highest level of football, La Liga. What's the game here? Villarreal, the Submarines, taking on Los Blancos, Real Madrid.
Yes, we got the Yellow Submarines against Real Madrid, Los Blancos. The only game for Saturday that I like here. I like both teams to score at 1.42 odds. I also like over 2.5 at 1.47 odds. And then lastly, I like Real Madrid double chance at 1.35 odds. The reason for all this being is that Real Madrid are historically do pretty well at La Ceramica against Villarreal. But Villarreal this season are scoring goals for fun. The Canadian contingent there, Tani Olioweshi and Tejan Buchanan are balling. Tani just scored a wonder goal yesterday in Champions League for Villarreal against
Canada's
Ajax.
number 9, man.
He's doing really well. He's going to have some competition there with another team we're going to bring up pretty soon. But I love both teams to score there. Villarreal is at home. They should score a couple goals. Real Madrid don't have the greatest defense. They have a lot of defensive injuries. Dean Huijsen, he's not that great. People think he's amazing. He just came from Bournemouth. He's not that great. He's not even really Spanish, okay?
He's Dutch. He's
Anyway.
the kind of guy that plays football with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah. His hands in his shorts the whole time.
Yeah.
Especially when it's cold out. But anyhow, I love both teams to score in this game, and I also like double chance in this game for Real Madrid. They're looking decent against Arbeloa. I believe they won 6-1 yesterday against Monaco in the Champions League.
I don't hate it. Obviously, Kylian Mbappe's on red hot form, scoring game in, game out. Vinny Jr., man of the match performance in the Champions League this week. And Villarreal at home, some of the best home atmosphere in terms of fans, in La Liga, arguably the world. So a BTTS, it's not a bad show.
And they're competing. They're third place, I believe. Mm-hmm. Them and Atletico are competing for that spot, but they're ahead of them. So it's a great matchup. And Real Madrid are trying to stay in first place ahead of Barca after Barca dropped points last week to Real Sociedad in a horrific officiated game. But that's not why we're here. Anyways, that's it for La Liga. Let us know what league we're going to next, Jay.
We are moving on to France, the Ligue 1, Uber Eats to be exact. or the Liga and McDonald's, depending on what you prefer to eat. But I prefer to eat plays because we see Marseille taking on Lyon. What do you got?
So we have third place Marseille, led by Deserby and Mason Greenwood, against first place Lyon, RC Lyon. Surprisingly in first place. They're doing really well, man. They have a really great team right now. And this is another game where I love both teams to score. The odds are at 1.55. They have a good history between each other. Both teams are trying to actually compete for the league. PSG's in between them right now. So it's a great 3-horse race in that league. I like both teams to score. Marseille's an offensive powerhouse. Defensively, not that great. Lyons are a very well-composed team that are capable of scoring, but also conceding against a much better offense, I believe, in Marseille. So both teams to score. BTTS at 1.55. Give me that all day, baby.
And when you have a powerhouse like Mason Greenwood, leading the goal scoring charts in Liga, it's hard to bet against him. He's bagging, he's due for goals, and Lons being in first, that's hard to take against as well. But I want to move on to another French-speaking nation because we're moving on to the Belgian Pro League. And we have OH Leuven taking on Union Saint-Gilloise.
Yes, so we have Union Saint-Gilloise money line to win at 1.72. They sit at the top of the table right now with our guy, Promise David, leading the league in goals. He is absolutely on fire. He's playing today in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. By the time you're watching this, maybe he scored a couple goals for them and probably took an L. But regardless, in this game on the weekend, on Saturday, I like Union Saint-Gilloise money line. They have a great history against this team. Home and away doesn't matter for this team. They win. They're the reigning champions of this league as well. So they're going to get the job done. They're going to put some gap between them and Club Brugge this weekend. So give me Union Saint-Gilloise money line.
Dude, and every time I look at my phone, I see a Promise David goal scoring highlight. So red hot form, great player, leader of our national team at the front end, and excited to see him, at the World Cup this summer.
A lot of Davids for Canada. David, Davies, Jonathan David.
Get some new
Davies.
names, guys. Come on.
Yeah, for real. Come original. Anyways, that's it for the Belgian League. Let us know where we're going to next, Jason.
We are moving on to, back to Italy, but not the A. We're moving on to the B. Serie B Calcio with Frosinone taking on Reggiana.
Yeah, so we're going to the Serie B match, the best match of Serie A, Serie B, Frosinone, league leaders versus Reggiana. Give me Frosinone money line at 1.57 odds. This is first place versus 14th place. Not much else to say here. Take it or leave it. The odds are great. That's all I have to say for this game.
That's all you have to say, eh?
That's all I have to say. Frosinone money line at 1.57, Jay. You better be taking this as well.
I like it clean and concise. Speaking of clean and concise, though, we have Monza taking on Pescara.
Yeah, this is another one where we have third place Monza versus last place Pescara. Give me Monza money line at 1.42 odds. That is a beautiful little double up play right there if you guys want, double them up. Shout out Gregory Isaac for always commenting that in the comments. I love you. You're a GOAT. So Frosinone money line and Monza money line. That is plus money for you right there. That is a solid little double them up.
Talk about lunch money. See you at the money counter. But on to another league, the Saudi Pro League. A league of goals, a league of legends, a league of old players kind of doing their thing. I know you have a couple of fans there that you prefer to watch, but we got Neom taking on Al Ahly.
Al Ahly. They just got Riyad Mahrez back from the AFCON. I believe they're also going to be getting Edouard Mendy, the goalie for Senegal. Second time winner of AFCON. He might not be playing. He might be still celebrating. Still might be a little drunk after the game. But regardless, I love Al Ahly here. Money line at 1.73 odds. They're on fire. I think they are on like a 6 or 7 game winning streak. They're crushing it. Neom are like bottom of the barrel in the league. So at 1.73, I think before I checked, just before the pod, they somehow jumped to 1.82. And I still love that. I don't know if maybe there's a little injury going on in there, but regardless, they have the team to get it done. They're inching for that first and second place spot. So give me Al Ahly money line at 1.82 odds. Okay?
Moving on. And look, you know what they say? Saturdays are for the boys.
Okay.
But Sundays are for Calcio.
Sundays are for Calcio.
For football, ladies and gentlemen. So, moving on to Sunday, we got Atletico Madrid taking on Mallorca.
Mallorca, ecstasy, emotion. Whoa, that's Mallorca. Mallorca, they are gonna lose to Atletico. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's unfortunate.
Atletico money line at 1.35 odds. They're doing pretty well this season. I like them. They're at home. They've been crushing it. They want to get back into third place. And They wanted to beat Villarreal and claim that third place spot. That was rightfully theirs for the longest time. So them at home against Mallorca, there's a great history there. The odds aren't that great, but this is a great little parlay includer, okay?
Dude, and the way you explained that, it was crystal clear.
Was it? Because I don't think it was.
But speaking of crystal, Palace are taking on Chelsea in the Premier League. Tell us what's good.
Dude, Crystal Palace are in shambles.
Why?
They might lose Mateta. I think there's already been an agreement between Mateta and Juve to leave this window.
Ooh.
They just lost Mark Gahey, their talisman center back, to Man City for only $20 million or
Chump
euros.
change.
That's horrific. Glasner is over it. He's like, buddy, I'm done at the end of the season. But guys, we just won the FA Cup last year. We're in Conference League. You guys don't want to win anything. You want to sell everybody off? They sold Eze. They sold Olize. They sold all their best players. What do they got left? Wharton? Yeremy Pino?
See you later.
See you later. Yeah, I'm taking Chelsea money line. They look decent under their new coach. I forget his name, Reservoir or whatever his name is. But yeah, Chelsea money line at 1.93 odds. I really like that. And Chelsea are unbeaten in 17 meetings with Palace, winning 14 and drawing 3. I'd almost double your money. I'm taking Chelsea any time of the week against Palace.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you right now.
Be honest.
You won my heart with that play.
Did I?
And I'm feeling a little lucky moving on to the next one.
Okay, so let me know.
Hearts Celtic. Tell me.
Oh my God, Hearts versus Celtic. This is first versus second place in the Scottish Premiership. And Hearts just beat them recently 2-1. And their head-to-head shows me that both teams to score is a beautiful, beautiful bet for this game at 1.62 odds. And over 2.5 goals at 1.82 odds is another great take. Personally, I'm taking both teams to score because I don't know who's going to win. Most likely Hearts. Hearts double chances also at 1.62. But both teams to score. All we need is a 1-1 in the first half. And we are golden.
Now riddle me this. Why
Yes.
the hell you lying? Lyon Metz. Tell me what's good.
Oh, yo, Jay's killing it today.
Yeah.
Jay. Fucking love you, Jay. Metz
you.
versus Lyon. Okay? Lyon are 11-2-3 versus Metz. Lyon are on a 6-game win streak. And Endrick is making an instant impact for Lyon with a goal and assist in his first 2 games and plenty of shots on target for the boy. Is he going to make the Brazil squad for the World Cup?
He's making a real push for that 9 position.
He really is.
Yeah.
But anyways, for this game, needless to say, I'm taking Lyon money line at 1.6 odds. I think they get the job done here and continue this win streak against a Boosh Mets team, okay?
Needless to say, I'm feeling a little bit hungry.
Okay.
Maybe for some Italian cuisine. Some of my favorite personally.
Okay.
I know you like your Italian as well.
I love my
I also love Italian football though. I love Juve versus Napoli. Tell me what's good.
This is a tricky game here. Juve just lost to Cagliari last week 1-0 in a really disturbing game. Napoli can only seem to draw games lately. So I'm going to stay away from any money lines, overs, unders, this and that. And I'm going to stick to what's been consistent. I'm taking Keenan Yildiz, the Del Piero regen, at a shot on target at 1.47 odds. And then the Danish striker for Napoli, Højlund, at 1.85 odds. Højlund at 1.85 odds is ridiculous. He is their striker. Lukaku, I think, might be on the bench finally, but he's not going to start. Juve's defense is not that great. Bremer's back, okay, they're decent, but they still lost to Cagliari last week. They're still inevitably going to concede some shots on target, and Højlund is going to be one of them. So give me either Yildiz shot on target, Højlund shot on target, or you take both of them for an almost 3 times your money parlay right there in a little same game parlay. Otherwise, I don't know. Do you have a prediction for this game?
I do. I honestly do. I like this Juve side. I like Jonathan David. I like Kenan Yildiz. I think they have good, unique players that necessarily haven't meshed well yet, but this might be that breakout game that changes their entire season to the top.
I hope so, because it'd be really good for Jonathan David's resume and his card value, because I invested in a lot of his cards. And yeah, I think we have one more game in Italy. Let us know what it is, Jay.
It's the 2 biggest teams in Italy. Roma are taking on Milan.
Holy, AC Milan and Roma. Okay, guys. Milan are unbeaten in 20 Serie A matches, the longest run since 1992-93 season, and they only lost their first game of this season against Cremonese. They're up against Roma. Roma are also up there. They have a really good team. They just bought Daniel Malin, who scored on his debut last weekend. But I'm taking AC Milan double chance at 1.5 odds. That's great for a team that's unbeaten in 20 games against anybody. It doesn't matter who it is, who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. All that matters is 1.5 odds double chance Milan, okay?
You know ball, eh?
I know a little bit of ball, you know?
This guy's a statistician.
I'm a statistician.
But I got one more game for you.
Okay, Bello, let's go.
Arsenal taking on Man United.
Oh my God, Arsenal, the Gooners versus Manchester United, the Reds, the Red Devils. Oh my God, last week, Man United literally looked like Man City against Man City. And Man City looked like Man United against Man United. That is insane. Man United won 2-0. They scored 2 goals that were offside in the first half. For some reason, Pep is playing a super high line like he's still at Barcelona or something. But in this match, Arsenal are still probably inevitably going to win the league, the best team in the league this year. So I'm going to take both teams to score at 1.75 odds. I see really good value here. Seeing the way Man U played last weekend was different. Michael Carrick has them balling, joga bonito style, pure tiki-taka around Turkey like he was nobody. Both teams to score at 1.75 odds. I do think Arsenal should get the job done here and possibly win. But Man U are just balling right now, and I got to ride that form from last week because they've been fucking crushing it. That game was beautiful to watch. I haven't seen Man U play like that since the Ronaldo, Rooney, Shinji Park Ji-sung, Berbatov, those days, okay?
Baller days.
I think that wraps it up for us, Jay.
I think it does. Now, C's. Let them know what time it is.
Guys, if you didn't know, it's that time of the pod. It's that time of week. It's that time of month. It's that time where we drop our dreamers, our parlays, everything, our tweakers, our everything. Okay, guys, are you ready for this? We got Jay Zinho dropping a dreamer, his debut dreamer. This is Jay Zinho's debut dreamer. Debut dreamer. Let him hear it, Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen up, because you know what they say. Follow your dreams. Don't sleep on this one. You know what? Actually, sleep on this one because this is my dreamer. Take a nap right now while I say the dreamer, actually. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I have an 18-leg, 2,406.7 X your money Zinho dreamer for you guys to take you to the promised land. Let's go. I have West Ham, Sunderland over 1.5 goals. Como Torino over 1.5 goals. Venezia money line against Mantova. Frosinone money line against Reggiana. Monza money line against Pescara. Leipzig money line against Heidenheim. Tottenham money line against Burnley. Double chance Ipswich against Sheffield United. Double chance Borussia Dortmund against Union Berlin. Moneyline Al Ali against Neom. Moneyline Lazio against Lecce. Union Saint-Gilloise moneyline against Leuven. Double chance Real Madrid against Villarreal. Both teams to score in hearts against Celtic. Al Quesadilla moneyline against Al Najma. Kenan Yildiz 1+ shots on target for Juve against Napoli. Milan to score at least 1 goal against Roma. And finally, the last leg, Porto moneyline against Gil Vicente to give me winnings of over $370,000 to take me and my friend right here to the promised land. Believe in it and sleep on it, because that's my dreamer.
Keep sleeping, boy.
And gents, you know what they say. Shoot for the moon. But even if you miss, you'll still land amongst the stars. That's why I got a baby dreamer to couple with my main dreamer. So this is what I got. Because I have a 10-leg 75x your money, not mine, your money parlay for you. This is my baby dreamer to take us to the promised land. Here we go. Over 1.5 goals in West Ham versus Sunderland. Over 1.5 goals in Como versus Torino. Monza moneyline against Pescara. Leipzig moneyline against Heidenheim. Double chance Ipswich against Sheffield United. Al Ali moneyline against Neom. Lazio moneyline against Lecce. Union Saint-Gilloise moneyline against Leuven. Al Quesadilla moneyline against Al Najma. And the last leg, Porto moneyline against Gil Vicente to give me winnings of just over $15,000 into the bankroll, onto the money counter. I'll see you guys there. Join me, sleep with me, and we'll make it happen.
It's time for Cesar's Dreamer Parlay. Yes, I've been dreaming lately. Uncle Cesar got the Cugino Dreamer, the fucking Zio Dreamer, the fucking this Dreamer, that Dreamer. Holy fuck, all I do is dream, but I never sleep. I'm never sleeping. I'm daydreaming all day long. Okay, guys? Are you ready? Because I got us a 7-leg 20x parlay that is going to take you to the bank and pay your rent this month, okay? I got over 1.5 goals in Como and Torino at 1.35 odds. Both teams to score in the Olympique de Marseille versus RC Lens game. I got both teams to score in the Hearts of Midlothian versus Celtic. I also got Atletico Madrid money line against Mallorca. And then both teams to score in Arsenal versus Manchester United. Double chance AC Milan against Roma. And then last but not least, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in the Eintracht Frankfurt game against Hoffenheim. Guys, this is 7 legs to return you 20x. $50 pays you over $1,000. Are you kidding me? Yo! Guys, where there's a Zio Dreamer, you know the Cugino Dreamer is trailing behind, okay? He's here, he's ready, and he's going to give you guys the player right now. I got a 5-leg, 5.74x, your money, our money, his money, their money, everyone's money parlay for you guys. And it starts off like this. Over 1.5 goals in Como versus Torino. A lot of us have this play in our parlays. Then both teams to score in Hearts versus Celtic. Double chance AC Milan. Then last but not least, once again, both teams to score in the Frankfurt and Hoffenheim game and over 2.5 goals. 5.74 your money. $100 returns you $574. Okay, guys? All right, guys, that concludes this week's podcast. Thank you so much, Jay, for joining. I really appreciate it, for all your help, that all you do for us. You're an amazing, amazing guy. Check him out at The Footy Culture 2. Amazing podcast. My favorite soccer podcast other than this podcast. Jay, let them know everything there is to know.
I appreciate you having me on as a guest. I love the Dreamers. I love the Cugino Dreamers. Uncle C's, Zio Tony, bringing us the plays and the value. Much love. It was a pleasure, guys.
Ciao, everybody.
See ya.